Welcome to English Rise. Today, we're not going to talk about your body. We're going to talk about something far more important. Your brain. The part of you that remembers, learns, creates, makes decisions, loves, and experiences life. And whether you feel it or not, your brain is aging. Not just with years, but with every habit, every choice, every day you spend either feeding it or slowly killing it. This video is not about staying young in a superficial way. It's about keeping your mind young, sharp, flexible, creative, and alive for as long as you are breathing. Listen carefully, because some of the things you call normal are the exact things that are making your brain older than it needs to be. You probably think of aging like this: white hair, wrinkles, a slower body, maybe some pain. But your brain doesn't show its age in the mirror. It shows it in other ways. You read a paragraph and forget it immediately. You open your phone and forget why. You walk into a room and can't remember what you came for. You struggle to focus on one thing for more than a few minutes. You feel mentally tired even when you haven't done anything difficult. You call it stress, busy life, too much going on. Sometimes that's true, but often these are early signs that your brain is losing sharpness, not because of your age, but because of your lifestyle. A 25-year-old can have an old brain, and a 60-year-old can have a young one. The difference is not just genetics, it's habits. Your brain is not a fixed machine. It is a living organ. It reacts to everything you do. What you eat, how you sleep, how you move, what you think about, what you pay attention to, what you practice every day. You are either training your brain to stay young or training it to disconnect, slow down, and harden. Slowly, silently, day after day. You feel this when you can't learn new things as easily. You avoid challenges because they feel too heavy. You repeat the same opinions for years without updating them. You live on autopilot. A young brain is not about age. It's about plasticity. The ability to change, adapt, learn, and grow. The question is, are you giving your brain a reason to stay young, or every reason to give up? Keeping your brain young is not about some magic supplement, some miracle app, or some genius hack. It is about protecting it from what harms it, feeding it what grows it, challenging it in the right way, and respecting it as the most important asset you have. You can replace your phone. You can replace your car. You can replace your job. You cannot replace your brain. Once it starts breaking, there's only so much you can do. So this is not a small topic. This is not just health. This is your ability to live fully. In this journey, you will discover the silent habits that are aging your brain faster than your body. How technology is shrinking your attention and memory. What a young brain lifestyle looks like in practice. How learning, especially learning something like English, keeps your brain alive. And a daily protocol to slowly reverse the damage and build a sharper, stronger mind. This is not about fear. It's about responsibility. If you want a brain that stays young, you cannot live like someone who doesn't care what happens inside their head. You are not just using your brain, you are shaping it. Every day. Part 2. How you are secretly aging your brain. You might think, I'm not that old, my brain is fine. But ask yourself, how many hours a day do you spend scrolling without thinking? Consuming information you'll forget in seconds? Switching between tasks nonstop? Avoiding deep thinking because it feels uncomfortable? You think that this is harmless. It's not. Your brain is learning from your behavior. It's learning. We don't need to focus deeply. We don't need to remember much. We don't need to hold one thought for long. Everything is fast, short, replaceable. So it adapts. Your attention span shrinks. Your tolerance for boredom disappears. Your memory weakens. Your thoughts become shallow. The brain you are building is not prepared for a deep, meaningful life. It is prepared for a life of distraction. There are 3 silent brain killers that most people accept as normal. 1. Constant mental noise. 2. Chronic digital overstimulation. 3. Lack of real challenge. Let's look at each one. Silent killer 1. Constant mental noise. Your brain needs 2 kinds of time. Time to think, time to rest. Most people give in neither. You wake up and immediately feed it. Notifications, messages, news, drama, short videos. You never give it silence. You never let it process. You never let it breathe. Then you wonder why you feel anxious, mentally exhausted, unable to think clearly. Imagine a computer with 50 programs running all the time. Eventually, it slows down. Not because it's old, but because it's overloaded. Your brain is the same. A young brain is not just active. It is also allowed to rest. Silence is not a luxury. It is maintenance. Silent killer 2. Chronic digital overstimulation. Your brain was not designed for a world where you can see hundreds of faces, videos, and ideas in a single hour. Every swipe, every scroll, every notification is a micro-event. Your brain releases a little bit of dopamine. Something new, something new, something new. The problem is this. Dopamine is not just pleasure. It is motivation and focus. If you constantly give your brain fast, high dopamine stimulation with no real effort, your brain will lose interest in slow, effortful rewards. Like reading a book, studying, writing, solving a complex problem, having a deep conversation. Those things feel boring, not because they are worthless, but because your brain is used to fireworks. A young brain is able to enjoy depth, not just noise. Silent killer 3. Lack of real challenge. Your muscles get weaker if you never use them. Your brain is the same. If your days are always repeating the same tasks, thinking the same thoughts, talking about the same topics, consuming instead of creating, your brain doesn't need to grow. So it doesn't. You protect yourself from mental discomfort. And in the process, you lose mental strength. A young brain is constantly exposed to new information, new skills, new perspectives, new problems to solve. Not so much that it breaks, but enough that it adapts. Growth is a little bit of stress with enough recovery. If there is no stress, there is no growth. Part 3. The Pillars of a Young Brain. Your brain is not just in your head. It is connected to everything you do with your body. A young mind cannot live in a neglected body. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, and listen to all the advice. But if you ignore these 3 pillars, movement, sleep, food, you are fighting against biology. Let's go straight to the point. Pillar 1. Movement, your brain's first fuel. You may think exercise is for the body, for muscles, for looks, for weight. But your brain loves movement. When you move your body, blood flow increases. Oxygen to your brain increases. Chemicals that support learning and memory are released. Every walk, every run, every workout is not just training your body, it's watering your brain. On the other hand, a chronically sedentary life is like slowly closing the tap. You sit all day, you barely move, your posture collapses, your breathing becomes shallow. Then you wonder why you feel foggy, unmotivated, slow. It's not just mental. Your brain is not getting what it needs. You don't have to become an athlete. But if you want a young brain, you must treat movement as non-negotiable. Even 20-30 minutes a day of walking or light exercise can change your mental state. Not in theory, chemically. Pillar 2. Sleep, the night shift of your mind. You say things like, "I'll sleep when I'm dead. I just need coffee. I can function on 4 or 5 hours." Maybe your body can still move. Maybe your eyes are open, but your brain is paying the price. During deep sleep, your brain cleans metabolic waste, consolidates memories, connects information, repairs itself. When you cut sleep, you're cutting maintenance. You might not feel it immediately, but over time, your memory gets worse. Your mood becomes unstable. Your ability to concentrate drops. Your risk of anxiety and depressions increases. You cannot keep your brain young while proudly destroying your sleep. A young brain needs both depth and rhythm. Going to bed at roughly the same time. Waking up at roughly the same time. Not attacking your nervous system with screens and stimulation right before bed. You want a sharp mind? Protect your sleep like it's sacred. Because it is. Pillar 3. Food. What you eat, your brain becomes. Your brain is made of what you put in your mouth. You can't live on ultra-processed food, sugar bombs, constant junk, extreme amounts of alcohol, and expect your brain to function at a high level. Your energy crashes. Your mood swings. Inflammation rises. Your brain has to work in a dirty environment. You feel lazy, but often you're just badly fueled. You don't need a perfect diet, but you do need respect. Real food over processed food. Water over constant sugary drinks. Enough healthy fats, vegetables, and protein to support your brain. You want mental clarity? Start with the basics. You are not just feeding your taste. You are feeding your neurons. Movement, sleep, food. People treat these like health tips. They are not. They are the foundation of a young brain. Ignore them, and no mental trick will save you. Honor them, and every other brain habit becomes more powerful. Part 4. Learning, the gym for your brain. If movement, sleep, and food are the foundation, learning is the training. The way you keep your body young is by giving it resistance, challenge, movement. The way you keep your brain young is by giving it new information, new skills, new patterns, new connections. Your brain is designed to learn. When you stop learning, it starts to close. Not in one day, but gradually. You become rigid. You repeat the same thoughts, the same routines, the same topics of conversation. You don't notice it because it feels comfortable. But comfort, for the brain, can be slow death. One of the most powerful ways to keep your brain young is to learn things that are slightly difficult, continuous, meaningful. And there is one activity that is especially powerful: learning a language. Why? Because language learning activates memory, attention, sound processing, pattern recognition, motor control when you speak, emotional connection. You're talking about life. It forces your brain to create new pathways. It is not just information, it is a full workout. When you learn English deeply, not just passively watching, but speaking, listening, reading, repeating, you are not only learning a skill, you are keeping your brain young. But this is important. Your brain doesn't grow by collecting content. It grows by struggling with it. So when you read something slightly above your level and push yourself to understand, listen to something difficult and replay it, repeat it, shadow it, speak even when you feel awkward, write your thoughts in another language, your brain is sweating. And that sweat is what keeps it alive. If you always stay in easy mode, you are not training. You are only comforting yourself. A young brain needs intelligent difficulty. This doesn't apply only to languages. Your brain stays young when you learn a musical instrument, study a new field, practice complex skills, solve problems that matter, create instead of only consume. The key is effort, plus, meaning plus repetition. Effort to make your brain work, meaning so it cares. Repetition so it adapts. You don't have to go back to school. Life itself can be your school, if you treat it that way. Part 5. Designing a day that keeps your brain young. Your brain is not only shaped by what you do sometimes, it is shaped by what you do every day. If your typical day looks like this, wake up, phone, work or study on autopilot, constant multitasking, social media whenever there's a gap, random videos late at night, collapse into bed, then your brain is living in a storm of fragmented attention. To keep your brain young, you don't need a perfect life. You need a different structure. Small shifts that repeat. Let's build one. Think of your day in 3 parts. 1. Morning, set the tone. 2. Daytime, train and protect. 3. Night, repair and reset. Each part can either aid your brain or keep it young. It depends on how you use it. 1. Morning, set the tone. The way you treat your brain in the first hour of your day sets a pattern. If you begin with chaos, your brain expects chaos. If you begin with intention, your brain expects direction. A young brain morning doesn't need to be long or complicated, but it should include at least 2 elements: silence or stillness, intentional focus. Silence can be a few minutes without your phone, breathing, stretching, or just sitting quietly, looking out of the window and letting your mind wake up slowly. This tells your brain, today we are not slaves to noise. Intentional focus can be reading a few pages of a real book, listening deeply to something meaningful, writing your thoughts, a focused English practice block, not scrolling, not jumping between 10 things. One thing, with presence. You are telling your brain, we can still go deep, we can still concentrate. 2. Daytime, train and protect. During the day, you need 2 parallel strategies. Train your brain. Protect your brain. Training your brain means doing at least one activity that requires real mental effort. For example, studying something new, solving hard problems, practicing English seriously, creating instead of only consuming. Protecting your brain means reducing unnecessary damage. Limit mindless scrolling. Don't constantly check your phone. Avoid multitasking all day. One powerful habit for a young brain. Focus blocks. Take 20-40 minutes and choose one meaningful activity. During that block, no notifications, no switching to other tasks, no just a quick check. You are telling your brain, we still know how to stay. We are not broken. Do this once a day, then twice, then more. Your brain will respond. 3. Night. Repair and reset. What you do before sleep that either helps your brain repair or keeps it in a state of stress. If your night is heavy food late, bright screens in your face, fast, loud content, overthinking until you pass out, you are not allowing a true reset. A young brain night doesn't need to be perfect, but it should be gentler. Try reducing screen brightness and stimulation in the last hour. Reading, stretching, or listening to something calm. Not taking your brain from intense digital noise directly into bed. You are telling your brain, it is safe to rest. And rest is where youth is preserved. Part 6. Mental habits that keep you young. Keeping your brain young is not only about biology, it is also about how you think. Some people are old because their thoughts are old. This is just who I am. I don't change. I know enough. I'm too old to learn this. That's not for me. These sentences close doors in the brain. They signal, no more updates, no more evolution, we're done. A young brain is not just sharp, it is curious. Curious brains say things like, I don't understand this. Yet. This is hard, but interesting. I wonder how this works. I've never tried this before. Maybe I was wrong. I can update my opinion. Every time you react to something new with curiosity instead of rejection, you're literally keeping your brain flexible. Another mental habit that keeps your brain young. Humility. Not the fake kind, the real one. The humility to say, I don't know. I was wrong. I need help. I can learn from this person. Pride makes your brain rigid. It makes you defend what you already know, even when it's not working. Humility opens doors. It exposes you to new ideas, new perspectives, new ways of thinking. Proud minds freeze. Humble minds grow. Finally, one of the most powerful youth elixirs for the brain is purpose. When you feel that, your actions matter. Your learning has a direction. Your work contributes to something. Your days are connected by a sense of meaning. Your brain has a reason to stay engaged. People with no purpose age from the inside. They stop caring. So their brain stops trying. Purpose doesn't have to be huge. You don't need a world mission. It can be taking care of your family as best as you can, becoming excellent at your craft, growing your mind every year, helping people around you with your skills. What matters is that for you, it's meaningful. A brain with purpose doesn't retire from life. Part 7. A daily protocol to keep your brain young. You don't keep your brain young with big decisions once a year. You keep it young with small decisions every day. Here is a simple protocol you can start now. Adapt it. Adjust it. But do it. Every morning, spend the first minutes without your phone. Give your brain a moment of silence. Do one short, focused activity. Read a few pages. Write a paragraph. Practice English listening with full attention every day. Move your body for at least 20-30 minutes. Do one brain training session, learning, creating, problem solving, in a focused block. Avoid turning every empty second into scrolling time. Every night. Give your brain a softer landing. Reduce stimulation in the last hour. Respect your sleep every week. Learn something new, even if it's small. Try one activity that challenges you a little. Reflect on your week. Did I feed my brain or just numb it? This is not about perfection. It is about direction. Part 8. Your brain is your real youth. You can hide your age with creams, surgeries, clothes, filters, but you cannot fake the age of your brain. A truly young brain is seen in the way you listen, the way you speak, the way you learn, the way you adapt, the way you stay curious instead of bitter. You have met people who are young in years but old in the mind. Closed, tired, cynical, already giving up. You have also met people with many years on their body but light in their eyes. Still learning, still exploring, still alive. The difference is not magic. It is daily, intentional care of the mind. You've just spent time doing exactly what keeps your brain young. Listening deeply, thinking about your own habits, learning in another language. This is not just English practice. This is brain training. If you want to protect your mind, don't treat it casually. Protect your attention. Respect your sleep. Feed your brain. Challenge it. Keep it humble. Keep it curious. Your brain is where your life happens. Take care of it, and your mind can stay young long after your body shows its age. You've reached the end of How to Keep Your Brain Young, here on English Rise. If this helped you not only improve your English but also see your own habits more clearly, don't let it stop here. Revisit this when you feel yourself slipping back into mental laziness and distraction. Use it as a reminder that your brain is being shaped right now by what you choose to do. And if you want more deep, reflective content that trains your English while strengthening your inner world, subscribe to English Rise. Keep your brain alive, keep it learning, keep it young from the inside out.